We're here in this part of the world because it's one of the most active volcanic terrains on the planet. There's one volcano in particular that's really active, and that by studying it and how it works, we learn a lot about eruptions in general. I also like being amazed. And volcanoes are pretty amazing to me. Even the fact that, you know, there's animals that are specifically adapted to live in these pretty harsh environments, and it's a kind of life that exists nowhere else on Earth, and it doesn't really wear off for me. This first part of this expedition, we are kind of preparing the groundwork for when we come back with the ROV. We're using the Sentry AUV to map out the areas where we're going to dive with the ROV. We're also using the CTD to see what's changed in the water column above the seafloor. So particularly at West Mata, which we know has changed a lot, and you know, every time we've been back, it's been in a different state. Pretty much everything has changed, so we're trying to get you know, a feeling for what the current state of the volcano is, so we can make the most out of our dives when we come back with the ROV.
We probably haven't seen a single thing here that was not expected, in the sense that we expected to see some changes at West Mata. We know it's such an active volcano, but the way it changed is not something I would have predicted. The places it's changed are not places I would have predicted. We've been looking at photographs of some of the new deposits, and there's some very unusual and interesting landforms, things that, again, we haven't seen before, or we're not sure what we're seeing. We need to get down there on the bottom and observe them. The observations that the water chemistry team have been making, there are changes as well, and those changes are motivating us to think about what could be causing those changes.
Working on the seafloor is different than on land, because you can't just drive up someplace and see it. Like, for example, you know, you look out behind me and you see the surface of the ocean, right? You just see water. And we know there's a volcano right under our feet, like a mile down, but you can't see it. On these expeditions, I always have to remind myself that, you know, it's not somewhere else. You know, what we're seeing on the video screen or on the computer monitor, it's right under our feet.
We always envisioned this expedition, the two parts of the expedition, to happen in sequence, and that many of the questions we ask based on the observations on this part will be answered on the next part, hopefully. So in that regard, we've learned some very interesting things, and we've got some new questions, and I'm very excited about getting to the answers.